All right. All right. I was out cutting firewood earlier today, so this is sitting out here instead of me going grabbing some safety glasses. I got this here. This air locker took me 3 years of doing this to get where I ordered one of these. Wish I would have bought it from the first time I tore a pallet apart. They're well worth getting the nails out. Some of these are pretty tough to get out, but I'm going to show you how I do it. It took me about a couple minutes to get this stocked up. I put in order. I got down there the 2x. Got a couple in there I'm not even going to deal with today because I got to tear them apart. I throw them in a pile. And then I'm going to throw my scrap over there closer to the fireplace because I've got a pile over on the other side. But anyways, this airlock, I can't remember the price, but it's located down below. Well worth your time. So as long as that nail, as long as that nail fits in that hole, you might have to hit it twice on a bigger nail, but as long as it fits in there, it's coming out. So what I do, you can put a bucket underneath there, but I use a tote. Just put underneath, right underneath where you're going to put the nail, or where you're going to shoot the nail. It's crooked, straighten it up, shoots it down in there. So you definitely want to wear some type of a eye shield on this one. So that one didn't knock it all the way through, so I'll need my crowbar or something like that. If they're bent, all right. And if you have, this is a fence, need to oil these up. This is a fence tool. Get in there and get your staples out. Grab a hold of them with that. So some of your pallets will have a staples in it. So these are very nice to have. Then you got your regular nail pullers. It's also a fence tool. And I'll have a link for these all up there. If you don't have them or don't want to buy them, these channel locks work really good. Grab a hold of that nail, and then with that lever there, you just pull them out. And you always can use the channel locks if you have these here. So you don't have to spend the money, but if you're going to do a lot of pallets, these are very well worth it. So if you have channel locks, you just these ones here for the nails, works the best for the nails. But there's a nice leverage on there, so it's real easy to pull most of the nails out. Again, it depends on what type of wood you're working with, what kind of nails. So to make this nice and easy, I would recommend the airlock air compressor. Don't take much of air, really. You don't have to have a big air compressor. And either channel locks or these nail pullers. I'll leave the names for them and stuff down below. Hopefully pop them up in here where you can go find them. But if you're going to do more than 5 pallets, it's well worth it. Your time for all these tools. We started off, we had 300 pallets. We did it. Our first pallet took us a half an hour to 45 minutes to get everything out of them. And now we can get them all tore apart, nails out in around 5 minutes. All but these ones, because some of them are super hard. You gotta decide if it's gonna be worth you using. This one's all split up. I try to get them out even if I'm throwing them in the fire, because I'd rather not have nails in my fire. But another thing is having that tote catch those nails. Throw a tarp down. Those nails can bounce quite a ways. If they bounce, like you've seen one come up and hit me, I heard another one land over there. It's nice to have a tarp, big enough tarp for wherever you're at. And then if you're doing a lot of them, get one of those rolling magnets. I gotta get me another one. Neighbor borrowed mine, never brought it back. But so I got a golf club one. I'll come through here because we do drive through here quite a bit. So I'll do that. But if you guys have any questions or want me to do another video on any of this stuff, it's kind of a basic stuff, and there's a lot of videos out there. People do it different ways. You can take sawzall, cut your, if you're going to, I know one guy liked to use the nail heads in his wood. So he would cut them off and leave the nail heads in there for decoration, which is a pretty cool look. You just can't run them through your planer or anything like that to clean them up if you want to clean them up. And I know some guys just say when they cut them off, even if they have them, they'll save them so they can put them back in their projects. You know, everybody has their own thing. That's awesome. That's what's really cool about the pallet projects. You can plane these down and have brand new wood. I've come across hickory, cherry, black walnut. Of course, pine's one of the biggest ones. This little shed here was all basically free material. I did buy the metal at an auction. Got that as a good price, but I got so much of it I'm just trying to find. This is kind of a one-night cabin, I guess you call it, for up north of my property. When I finish it off, I have a door that swings open. This end's going to be swing open. The other end has a little window light screen area, and I can go up there and just spend the night, and I don't have to take too much with me. Just don't have to set up a tent or anything like that. Just climb in, go to bed. If I'm out there fishing or whatever and just need a place to stay, don't have to spend hours setting up camp. But now these here, one of the good ways of doing it is getting you a nice clamp. You can clamp down on it and get your pry bar in there and do it. You can use these. Sometimes they come out. Pine, you can use these here pretty easy. But these ones, you're going to want to use a crowbar. Those ones I'd probably, because they're already split, they're going to take that long to clean them up. I'm going to throw them in my scrap pile. The pine ones, they come out usually pretty easy. A crowbar works the best for this. I don't have one handy. So I got that pile over there. I'm gonna save until I find my crowbar. I'm not sure if somebody borrowed it or where it went. I've got get a nice crowbar. You can use a flat bar, but a good wrecking crowbar works good. If you can clamp it down somehow, like I'll take them into on my vise, the ones I want to use, clamp them down, pull them out. But you're not beating yourself body up. I could probably work on them, get them out, but that's not. With that being split like that, that's a good firewood, and you can just cut them off if you're going to use them for like a structural. Like I built some sheds and stuff. You scissor them up, and basically you have a 4x4, basically, or 3x4, 3x3.5, whatever, for your frame, for your wall. So you can use them for that, for sheds or just a storage area to store something. So I would either pound these over or just cut them off. Depends what I was using for. So I don't know if you guys have any questions, but I'd appreciate it if you like this. Appreciate if you like this video. Follow. I'm going to through the winter. I'm going to try to do projects with pallets, smaller projects, nothing real big. So if you're looking for ideas, or if there's something you would like to see made, there's a lot of guys out there doing pallet stuff. But from what I've seen, a lot of them were older ones, and there's a lot of other ways of pulling a pallet apart. There's no correct way. Whatever you're the quickest at. Once you get in the rhythm, and if you have two guys, you can go through a lot of pallets in one day with minimal work with these tools. So don't want to work any harder if we're gonna. So if you're gonna get into tearing pallets apart, I think it's a great thing for building stuff around the house for yourself. Save a lot of money with the price of wood and stuff anymore nowadays. Pines come down a little bit, but all the other stuff's gone up. So if you want some nice wood, you might come across some nice pallet wood. I've got some from the Amish. They build machines that cut firewood, and I got 3x3.5 inch oak, 10-foot long, 9-10 foot long, and I built a shed over there for my air compressor, and I use those for my roof rafters, and it worked out really good. And some of the walls, and actually even some of the frame underneath, white oak, you can't beat that for outside. That's what they use on decks of trailers and stuff like that last a long time. And they're hardwood, and a lot of times they're not chosen for the interior work, but I like the white oak. Stains up pretty much the same as a red oak, but the red oak has, if you're a woodworker, you know. But anyways, you can find a lot of good wood. People are just trying to get rid of. If you see a pallet, the worst case, you can have a nice little bonfire. But there's a lot of things you can do with them. a lot of projects. I take my scraps, cut them about 16-inch lengths, wrap them up, and I'll set them out by the road for bomb or firewood, camp firewood. Um, you got to make sure certain type of pallets. You got to make sure certain types of pallets what they carry. So you know, so there's no chemicals on them. You don't want to use any of the ones for. There's a guy on here. I wish if I find his name, I'm gonna post him down below for you to check out. But he explains all that, different types of pallets, and why some pallets are worth more and some pallets aren't worth much. So if I can find that guy, I'll post him down because he explains all that, and I don't have time to go through that. I don't have that knowledge. But if you're going to pick up pallets, if you're looking to do it for either to sell it, you can take the pallet apart, sell the pieces, because a lot of people would rather pay you to tear them apart and find out what's right or wrong. A lot of people say, "Oh, I can tear it apart," and by the time they start tearing one or two apart, they don't have the tools. They're not. They're going to give up. They're going to give up, or else they're not going to have good quality wood. Or if you can stack it up and save your, good, from good to least appealing or whatever, that least appealing, then and you have them bundled up, people pay you for them. Just make sure it's worth your time. You're not doing it for free. It could be a side gig, just to get it up and then wrap them up with your scraps and cut them in like 16-inch pieces. Or some people just take them in bundles like that for firewood. But if you don't want to deal with it, take it to one of your guys that are selling firewood. If you already have them bundled up and stuff, he might give you some money for them. Of course not. He's got to make money, so it's not going to give you. Dog's barking at something over here. What are you doing, Molly? Come on. So you can do that, or you can plane them down, sell the pieces planed or cleaned up. I would recommend buying a cheap used planer where the blades are cheap, because if you don't see a nail head in there, you don't see a nail head inside there. It's hiding down inside there. Um, you're gonna have a little chip in your planer blade. So I run them through one side, and then I run my finished ones on the other side. Then you flip your blades, and you gotta learn which one. But there's always a place. But I always run my ones on the far right side, because then that gives me the whole blade. I can keep running. Once I get it down to where I want, I can run for my finished blade. Just little tricks on that. But buy a cheap DeWalt or something for $250 online or whatever. But so you can do that. Or you can just put them together and resell them, because some people want the full pallet still. So some want the gray looking ones, some want the clean ones. And you can actually take the pallets to, if you find a local pallet recycling place, and they repair them and stuff. But it's been a while since I took them in, but I know they were paying anywhere from $1 to $5 a pallet. So if you took, my biggest load was 100 pallets on a 16-foot trailer. And I could probably do 2 of those if I knew where to go to get the pallets. I'll tell you that in a minute too. But then you take them over there. They have a fork truck. They can get them off a lot quicker, so you might be waiting in line, but once you're in there, they pull them off. And I'm not sure how they inspect them, how they pay you and stuff like that. But there's places around here. We have one about 30 miles away that I could take a trailer load into them. And I know a guy that did it on his. He worked at a shop. They were throwing the stuff out, so he'd take his trailer every day, stack them up. When he home from work, he'd drop them off, make $50, $25, or whatever he was making. Um, so there's that. So you can make money that way. So there's a lot of money into the pallets. Um, you're gonna have to spend your time getting yourself out there. Uh, but you can find out local woodworkers. If you know somebody that makes things out of pallets, most likely they're going to pull them apart. But they might get to that point where they're making enough product. They don't spend the time to tear them apart. I just tore all mine apart, but I do this area here, this little notch. You can cut it off. I don't know. Let's see. A lot of times you'll have your two stringers down here, one over here, and then one right here. Cut right above that. Hang it right on the wall. Take one of these other pieces, put it underneath. You set your line in them, or you turn around the other way. I sold quite a few of these when I first started out. If you hang them like this, you have a shelf on top. That board that's down here, you put a couple coat racks on there. You can make them, however long you want, 16 inches, whatever they are, all the way up to the 32, 48 inch, whatever you got for a pallet. Whatever you got for a pallet. I have one in my bathroom that I have actually where you can put your magazines in here, or whatever you want up out on here. And I have a cast iron rod coming out. And I might show how to make that. That one's pretty cool for a cabin or something. But yeah, so it has the cast iron come out, and you put your two rolls of toilet paper on there. It's nice. Um, Nice to have. I have had quite a few compliments, but we sold quite a few of them. You can pull the pieces apart, clean them up so they look really nice, especially if you can find some nice oak ones. Or usually your frames are going to be oak or pine. Uh, don't think I've come across a hickory or black walnut frames, but the slats I've found a lot of them. Some real pretty wood on them, nice grains and stuff. Nice grains and stuff. So I don't know if you guys are interested or whatever. I'm just putting this out there because I've had a few people ask me, "Hey, how do I tear my pallets apart? I know you were working with pallets. What's the best way to tear them apart? If I drop them off, what would you charge to tear them apart?" And basically, you can't really explain it without a video showing. You know, get yourself a pallet buster deck wrecker, pallet buster or deck wrecker, and some good pliers and a good crowbar. I have to get the crowbar yet, but or even a hammer, a good hammer. You can probably get those nails out too. But um, now you can use sawzall, like I said. You can use a saw, skill saw, cut in between. Cut in between if you just need the smaller pieces like birdhouses and stuff. Just cut those things off. Throw these away. Um, People take them, throw them in their wood stove and stuff like that. But most people want the nails out. They don't want to have the nails in when they burn it because you have to dump those ashes somewhere, and a lot of us dump our ashes in the garden, and we don't want to have our nails laying around in the garden. So. Anyways, I think that's it. So I'm going to download this and see if I can edit it. If you guys have any. Well, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe if you want to see more of my upcoming videos and maybe what I do with some of these pallet projects. And I do custom woodworking, so I'm in and out of doing different stuff. Check my YouTube page out. and share if you know somebody that's trying to tear pallets apart. And if they're looking for where to find the tools, they're down below. Click down below, and I'll have them listed, all the tools I use, and maybe even some more that make it a little easier for you. But this is the best way, quickest way I found. And if you're going to tear a lot of pallets apart, uh, you're going to want to have more tools than this. Don't wait 3 years to get that nail punch to remove those nails. That saves so much time and headache and elbow grease, and no matter how tough you are, sooner or later it's going to come back and kick you. But if you're going to go find pallets, you can put an ad in. We used to do Craigslist. Well, you can do Facebook. You can do, I guess, Craigslist. You can do um, Marketplace and stuff like that, saying you're willing to go pick them up. But what I would recommend is if you're going to go pick them up, pick them all up, clean. I threw a rake in a garbage bag and shovel, and I cleaned up that area so it looks nice. And a lot of them were shops, and they don't want to spend no money out there. And if I had my magnet thing, I'd just take my magnet thing, go over in case there's any nails fell out, because other people go in there and they pick through what they want. Well, if they say you can, then go ahead. But if you want to return customers, and then I'd give them a card. I'd make a card up and say, hey, next time you get a bunch of pallets and need them removed, put this on by your phone and give me a call. We'll come pick them up. And after about 3 months of doing it, and we went, I don't know, within 40 minutes all the way around where we were at, just driving around hitting these mainly smaller businesses. If we seen the piles laying out back, Spritzville's all not looking that good, I would we'd stop in, introduce ourselves, say, hey, this is what we do. Some of them say, we're not interested, get out of here or whatever. They worry about the insurance, you being on the insurance. You're going to turn into business, get insurance, just so they don't have to worry about it. But if you're just going to pick them up, but clean up that area. I ended up getting some stainless steel ones that were supposed to be returned. Most of them have a deposit fee on them. Those and plastic ones, they're piled up there, and I said, well, I'm going to leave those ones there. And he said, no, if you're going to take it, take them all. And I said, all right. So I took them. So that was their responsibility, not mine. So I got them. They didn't have a name on them, but they're like the ones that you carry chemical or those big plastic trays on them, but they didn't have metal around them. So I'm not. It was a machine shop, so it was something to do with that. Then I got some plastic dunnage and stuff like that. Well, I loaded all that up, and dunnage I ended up just throwing to the trash, but can't do much with that. But the bottoms you can use for storing firewood, or actually even this if you want. Get them off the ground, stack them up on there so they're not laying on the ground outside, cover them with a tarp, and good to go. But clean up after yourself. Don't be a mess. Don't be an idiot. Don't be real respectful for them. You'll end up getting more. I had to turn them down. We had at least 300 pallets back here that we couldn't even get to by fall. And all through winter, they're calling us up, hey, can you remove them? Can you remove them? And I just didn't have the means at the time to get them apart, stack them up, and manpower to get them advertised and get them out here. So I wish I would have knew I would have had a problem like that, and I had at least one more person I could count on, because then I would have had to load them up, take them in, and get some money off them that way. Because they're not going to take crap. So if you're loading up crap, you're going to have to pull them off, go through what you need, what you can use, and what's good enough that pallet company is going to want to take back. They're not going to take crap back. They're not going to give you nothing for them. So some of them they can repair. And that's a lot of times what they do is they'll pull off the ones that they pull off the slats, put new slats on, send them back out, send them to the company, and resell them. So there's ways of making money. I'm babbling on now. I've just got a lot of ideas. My histories with the pallet and pallet business, and I might get back into it a little bit. Things are slowing down for me a little bit around here until the next thing pick up. But and I do sell some campfire wood out by the road, so it's an easy way to bring in some money and make some projects. And really good to use for your prototypes. If there's something you want to build in your wood shop, this wood's nice to have laying around. I got the pallets I got today. I got one full, it's 1 full inch, but you get a lot of 3/4 inch, and then you get a lot of the thinner stuff. But if you need the thinner stuff to buy it, it's a pain in the butt to get decent stuff. And then it's if you have 3/4 and you have to cut it down, well, now you gotta have a planer and stuff like that. So it's nice for certain things. So um, the prototypes, before you go and spend the money and you have to screw up 3 or 4 times, you're not wasting wood. Excellent to have laying around. So you guys have a good day. Please like, share. Please like, follow, and share. And please like, follow, and share. And share it with somebody that's either wrestling with trying to figure out how to get pallets tore apart, or somebody has an idea. They want to do a pallet project. There's a little bit more into it, and it's going to take you a while to tear them apart. This is the best way, and or not the best way. The best way is whatever's easiest for you. There's different ways of doing it, but I, in this video, I show you in my videos. I've got the videos here that shows you how to do it, from tearing apart to getting rid of the nails. So please like, follow, and share. God bless you.